Okay. Thank you. Okay, in the short time that we have, I want to talk about a hergish that I have in part of the Parsha. When it comes to Avos, ain't calling the Avos al Shleisha. Okay, I was saying, okay, Avram, okay, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Pshat is, Avos ha'uma is Maaseh Avos in the Labanim. Whatever happened to the Avos happened to the Banim. The Ramban talks about it with Avram going down to Mitzrayim with Sarah and the Yisurim and Paro and the Rechush Gadol. So whatever the Avos went through, it wasn't just a personal journey, it was Klal Yisrael's journey. This that we have in the middle of Parshas Lech Licha, the Milchama of the 4 kings with the 5 kings. The 4 kings defeat the 5 kings. Avram defeats the 4 kings miraculously. So it's a theme that's repeated many times. It's a theme that happens at the beginning of the Torah. Sohu, Vohu, Choshech al Pnei Sohim. The Medrash says it's talking about the 4 Goliaths. 4 Goliaths. We have Golas Bavel, we have Golas Parasamodai, we have Yovam, and Edom, the last Golas. Parallels, all different words reflect the different nature of the Golas. So the Medrash here again says that the 4 kings are connected to 4 Goliaths. And Avram defeats the 4 kings. It's not just a physical battle, but it's a spiritual battle. Because Maaseh Avos Simul Labanim, whatever happens to the Avos happens to the Banim. What Avram over here was doing was preparing Klal Yisrael to be able to withstand the 4 Goliaths and come out with Mashiach and come out to the Geula Shlema at the end. Because Chazal tell us that in Lot was the neshama of Mashiach, and the pasuk Matzasi David Avdi. The Medrash asks, where did you find David Avdi? In Sodom. The answer is in Sodom we found David. Where was David in Sodom? Tanakh doesn't say that. The 2 daughters of Lot. I don't know. Ammon, Moab came Rus, and Rus is the mother of Baba from Mashiach. So the fact that he was saving Lot was not just saving a relative, a nephew, it's preserving that through the 4 Goliaths that should come out at the end, Mashiach, the Geula. Golus, even though we translate as exile, whatever that means, but it doesn't reflect anything about Jewish Golus. Golus is lashon of gal, to reveal. What we reveal when we go into Golus is that we're the Am Hashem. With all the hurdles, with all the challenges, with a Reshus HaRabim that breathes down our necks, pollutes our heads, it pollutes our hearts. We still say, Kiyonu HaMechol V'Yata L'Kein. There's no such thing in the volumes of history that you could have a nation that leaves its homeland, the Beis HaMikdash is destroyed, and 2,000 years you come back, build it up, and Torah flourishes. It's an impossibility. It doesn't exist. In history, it doesn't exist. You come to the host culture and you become absorbed. You become absorbed. You lose your identity. Whatever nation it is, if 100, 200, 500 years later there's nothing left, they're extinct. not by Klal Yisrael. It's not that way. We're sitting in land Torah in Eretz Yisrael. It's over 2,000 years. It's in the Churban. How's that possible? Because we have Hashem Yisrael. Our goals is not the same. We had an Avram Avinu who took us into Golus, fighting these four Malachim, prepared us that at the end you save Lot and there's going to be a Mashiach. Yes, and every Golus is a Tohu, it's a Bohu, it's a Chayshech, and then the last Golus is Tohom. Tohom is the deep, up on the deep, the biggest cavity. Grand Canyon's nothing deeper, 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 deeper. This Golus could take you down to the lowest level, past 50 Madregas of Tuma. And then Ruach Elokim Rechav Zapanei Amayim. And we still have a Ruach Elokim that's Rechav Zapanei Amayim. There's going to be a Gula. Ani Mamin, V'yaz HaMashiach. Yes, there's an Auschwitz, but Hashem's also an Auschwitz. That's the mood of the Yid. And that's what this is all about. The four Malachim, four Golises, and Avram, the Lot. Zal tell us later on that Lot, Ki Anoshim Achim Anachnu, the Lot looked like Avram. What does Lot looking like Avram got to do with anything? Ki Anoshim Achim Anachnu. We have same facial features. You'd look at Lot, you say, hey, that's Avram Avinu. And that's why Avram said, listen, you're eating everyone else's pasture land. People are going to say, Avram is doing it. We can't stay together. Because we're lookalikes. Lookalikes? Because Lot is not just Lot. Lot is Mashiach. Avram's the beginning and Lot's the end. David HaMelech, Mashiach. The end and the beginning touch each other in a circle. That's complete. So it's all about going through Golas. And not just surviving, but flourishing and showing Hashem in the deepest Golas. Shema Yisrael Hashem again, Hashem Echad. Which is impossible. How's that possible? Take all the nations. They ain't around. No Phoenicians anymore. The Sumerians are not here. But Yidden are still here. Apelbaum! It defies every law of history. And you're an Adis. Everyone here is an Adis to that. And every time that you koivish a Yetzer Hara against the culture, Avram Ivri, he was on the other side of the world. Ivri! He's on one side, the rest of the world's on the other side. Who cares? When you got Hashem, you have more than the world. You have the whole cosmos at your fingertips. So the pasuk says, Malki Tzedek Melech Shalom Hotzi Lechem Yoyim. Malki Tzedek Hushain meets Avram. He brings Lechem and Yayin. Come to the stake. So Lechem and Yayin. So Rashi says, this is shame. This is what you do for Yigir Milchama, people who are fatigued from fighting. Lechem and Yayin. Before Shemas, why not Mozen? With Lechem and Yayin, Dafka Lechem and Yayin. And Rashi brings the Medrash, referring to the Menachos and the Nisach HaYayin, which is only Eretz Yisrael. Zal tells that the Menachos and the Yayin was only Nogea to the Kabbanis in Eretz Yisrael, not before Eretz Yisrael. Also, they could have had in the Midbar, but the Lechem Yamin, he was showing about Eretz Yisrael, which according to this is that even after the fourth dollars, 2,000 years, you're shy to the Lechem and Yayin, the Menachos and the Sochem, you're going to get Eretz Yisrael back. It's hinting. We're talking about the Golas. You'll come to Eretz Yisrael. It's not like a regular Golas. Lechem and yain. What was shame showing him with lechem and yain? Could have been muzzin. The Lacha says, if you take grapes and you squeeze it, right, you make yain out of it, you don't say bar pirates. You say bar piragofen. It's a new bracha. Why? Why does it get a new bracha? You squeeze mango juice from mangoes. You don't make a special bracha. It's chocolate, baby. But you don't make a special wine. All of a sudden becomes bar piragofen. The Gemara says, Nishtana al Yusa. Upgrade. Mango juice is like mango. Someone stepped on it, squeezed. It's not. Wine! Cluster of grapes costs you $250. Try to get a good bottle of wine, costs you $500. Well, Ishtana al Yusa. Upgrade. You take bread. What's bread? Wheat. What do you make? You should make a bar piyadam on bread. Where's it come? Bar piyadam, it comes from the ground. Hamoitzi lechem in haaretz. It's from the ground. What? Will you make a new bracha though? Make a new bracha. What's a new bracha? A new bracha is hamoitzi lechem in haaretz. Why? The Gemara says the shtana l'malyusa upgrade. It's not a piyadam. We did with this fancy bread. You know, whole wheat, full grains, 10-grain bread. You know. Hamoitzi lechem in haaretz. It's a new bracha. The two foods that when it has an upgrade in the food, it has a new bracha. It's a different level. It's a different level. Lechem and yain. When you're in a gullus, we are battle fatigued. Fighting gullus is very fatiguing. There's frustrations. There's aliyas and nefilas. There's a sohu, bohu, choyshet, b'nei sahayim, the fourth gullus, b'nei saskar, b'nei sabadah, and Chanukah has all the gulliuses in it. And that's why it's the longest. Bilbul, tohu, vohu, choyshet. That's the gullus we're in now. So, you could either put it on cruise control, automatic pilot, and just do what feels good, Nike, and that's it. Whatever feels good, do it. If it doesn't feel good, it's uncomfortable. You're putting on pressure now, please. Don't tell me to come to Minyan. That's too much pressure. You want me to go off the Darren? Don't leave me alone. You can't change it. You don't change. If you don't change, you're not willing to take the challenge, the lechem and the yayin challenge. Anyone could pour chilling water over your head, shkoyach. But to change, to make a change and do something that takes time, and there's hurdles and there's challenges, and it's very uncomfortable. And I gotta break myself. That creates an upgrade. You become the lechem and the yayin. Just like nishtana l'ma'al yusa. You become changed. You didn't make yayin. The old days, how they made wine? They crushed the grapes. They crushed it. You know how to make bread? Threshed. Beat it. When you're willing to be crushed and be threshed for the Rebbeinu Shalom to bring out the panemius. Bring out your panemius. Goal is to be megala. That there's a neshama of a yid. And he doesn't succumb. He doesn't surrender. He fights for the Rebbeinu Shalom with Shema Yisrael on his lips. Burnt at the stake. You become upgraded. You made a change in your life. The bigger the Nisayan, the bigger the upgrade. could change your davening, you could change your Shabbos, you could change your midas. It doesn't happen unless you're willing to be threshed. The verse, the Rav says, everybody wants happiness. They want happiness and they want pleasure. You can't mix up the two. Pleasure and happiness are two different things. You have all the pleasures in the world and you're the most unhappy person that exists. The fact is, if you probably have all the pleasures, you are the most unhappy person that exists. Because pleasure doesn't bring happiness. It brings pleasure. Here today, gone the next second. It's over. He says that the letters of sin and tzadi are the same. They're interchangeable. Letters are interchangeable. Many letters are interchangeable. A tzadi is a tz sound, like a tzitzi fly. Tzitzis. A sin is he says the words simcha, someach, and someach. They both have the memches. One has a tzadi and one has a sin. Do you know what someach means? A semach David, matzmiach Yeshua, to grow. You know what someach is? Happiness. If you ain't growing, you're not a happy person. Because happiness can only come from inside. Happiness is not something you can put a label on and I'm happy. Take drugs, it'll make you happy. It's not happiness. Someach is only a someach. If you're not willing to take the challenge and fight, to go against the grain, to go against the current of the Rishus HaRabim, you're not going to be a happy person. As soon as you say, I'm going to break myself, break my midas, break myself, to say no, even though it's difficult to say no, that's when you start becoming happy. Because that's when you have an upgrade. That's when you become lechem and yam. There's no other way to bring simcha. And the earlier that you learn this lesson, the less you need to nurture yourself from the outside. Because simcha will come from the inside. Anytime you break yourself to do something that you didn't want to do, or not to do what you wanted to do, either way, Sur Meiran Asay Tov, your life will start changing. From that moment on, you will feel something that's not pleasure, because it goes beyond the body. It connects you to something that's beyond you, which means the neshama. Nothing feels better than neshama. You feel a connection to Hashem that you never felt. Oh, you did feel it, Baruch Hashem. Deeper. Haitzi lechem v'yayim. The Yagiyah Mulchama, the reward is lechem and yayim. That's the reward. Nishtana l'mal yusuf. Everyone could change. Everyone could be upgraded. There's no greater simcha than that. Nuzman. Yagiyah and Amelis in Torah. Yagiyah and Amelis in Tefillah. Yagiyah and Amelis in Midas. Don't be so selfish. Don't be so makpid. Don't be so lazy. Break yourself. Sivroi al Hashem Eloikov. The pasuk says, Sivroi al Hashem Eloikov. Who knows where we say that? You hear that early in the morning? Sivroi al Hashem Eloikov in the Halalukas. Sivro al Hashem. You know what Sivro means? It's spelled with a sin, not a savrim or an. Sivro means hope. Hope. The Zohar HaKodesh says, "I'll take away Sivroi el Shivro." You know that the only hope of Adam is Shivro. Break yourself. If you break yourself, then there's hope for you. That's You know, the guy says, I said, I got break dancing. I go, wow, that's cool, break dancing. Oh yeah, break dancing. And that's an attack. Break dancing means to break yourself. That's the Rikud to Hashem. And everyone knows his breaking point. Everyone has their own shivra that they have to do. And when you start doing this shivra, whatever it is, we can have shivra maybe 1,000 times a day. In Sur Meira Nasei Tovs. But don't take yourself off automatic control, automatic pilot. Take yourself off. You'll never reach happiness that way. Yeah, you might go through the motions and all that, but true simcha comes from lechem and yayin. And every time you do break yourself, you bring the Or of Mashiach. Because that brings the Mashiach. This was what he showed Avraham Avinu at the end of the 4 Goliaths. Yidden, Klai will be a nation of lechem and yayin, because they will have upgraded themselves, even in the darkest of Sohu, Bo, V'choshech, HaPnei, because they brought about Ruach HaLachem, Elokim HaRachem HaZapnei. Tzlocha Rabba, Rabbi Yisrael.